It is about 6:30 in the morning. It's Saturday. Thomas is still asleep. Finn is still asleep. Fisher's up. Kevin ran to go get some coffee and some breakfast, hopefully, from Sheets down the road. And the world's largest candle has burnt out last night. It fell over after it split in half. But we got some old firewood we need to get burned up because our pile's getting a little large over there. Anyway, we are not actually out here to burn the world's largest candle. We are out here to build a greenhouse. So that is what we're gonna be constructing today. All right, Kevin, in a brief example, tell us what we're doing.
We're building a greenhouse so that we can grow flowers during the winter time. Hopefully they'll be ready for Delaney's wedding.
And this is not a kit.
This is not a kit. This is designed by me, so I'm totally responsible for the results. I've thought of everything. Clearly missed a few things, but I adjust well. Excited about it. I think it's going to be pretty cool when it's all done.
All right.
It'll be a very unique sort of greenhouse.
Cool. So we're going to see what kind of progress we can make today with it, and we'll get back to it in a little bit. You should be pretty close on the bottom. The top's not going to be that close to it, but we could probably finish it with the handsaw because it's just going to be this corner that didn't get cut with that. All right, so what we have here is this jig. It screws to the wood and you have a bolt for a pivot point. And the bolt goes right through the bar of the chainsaw. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. That did pretty good. And I really wasn't even sure if it was gonna make it, but I guess it made it pretty clean.
That's a clean
Let's
cut.
take that off and see if there's anything left in there. That was sweet. Oh, what'd you just touch?
The muffler.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's not too bad. Just a tiny little bit in there, but that's really not bad at all. Hey Fish, you showing us what we got here? So we went ahead with the circular saw and cut it, but we couldn't cut a deep enough cut to cut all the way through this, obviously. So Kevin got that jig. What in the world is that? Helicopter flying by. So we got the chainsaw jig. Kevin got the chainsaw jig to cut through this. So I'm gonna pull some of these staples out so they're not in the way. And we'll do the same thing on this side, flip it over, do it on that other 6x6 over there. And then we'll worry about getting our, I don't even know what you want to call them, the cross pieces going. So we'll do that and we'll get back in a little bit. All right, so
Hold on a second.
he's sliding away. So we have the wood propped up because we're gonna have to drill a hole through the wood because the bolts that we have are so thick we don't want them to split the wood. So we're gonna drill it through. Kevin already has it marked for the same size or the same dimensions on each end, so we can then hammer drill into the concrete and run the concrete pin in. Ready? Go ahead.
Showtime. Wrong way.
The other way. Once it's all the way through, we don't want the bit to drive into the concrete. was just running it in reverse and pushing down to push all of those shavings and everything out, so there's plenty of room for that concrete pit to go in through there. So now we're gonna set this back down on the piers, I guess, the right word for them, piers, whatever you want to call them. And we're gonna run the concrete pit, or we're gonna run a hammer drill bit in after we have it lined up close to where it's gonna go. So balance, that'll be the next step. All right, so now we have to hammer drill. We have the wood lined up where we want it to be. So he's gonna put a drill bit down through the wood so we can get the bit started or marked, I guess, on top of that little pier. It's what, a 3/4 inch bit?
3/4 by 10.
For these big old concrete bolts. I don't even know what you call these. Are they giant Tapcons?
Large diameter Tapcon, screw anchors,
Pole building anchors.
holder downers.
Anchors for cargo ships. So he's gonna run that into the wood there until it touches the concrete. We're also really putting Harbor Freight tools to the test today.
We're not unfortunately sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored. The Harbor Freight, if you're watching this and you want to sponsor some people, you let us know. We build enough things. There can be a pole building over there. This is going to be practically a little pole building. There's a house going over there. Probably another shed over there. Really did pull it right down there, but shoot, look at that.
Ragu, it's in there.
All right, so far, Harbor Freight tools are a win.
All it's got to do is 3 more.
3 more and we'll be set with that one at least. And they, so basically we had these 2-footer kind of joist beams, whatever you want to call them, supports for the greenhouse. We had them close to even where we wanted them, but we wanted to bolt this one down first so we had something straight to pull off of so we can make that one square with this one. We're gonna have to bring 2 of those over, set them on the ends. We still need to get those cut, but we're gonna have to try to square up this whole thing before we can drill the holes and bolt that side down. So we're gonna move some of these around next. And we were actually, what's up?
Just gonna do a quick test to make sure we work.
Yeah, well, yeah, make sure we're semi-level. And then this jig, or I guess guide is a better word for it, for this chainsaw that Kevin got, actually worked great to be able to cut a nice straight edge off the ends of these 6x6s, because, you know, we didn't have a circular saw big enough for it. We're able to line it up and be able to cut through it just in 2 separate cuts, but it was still a pretty quick process. That thing is awesome. I don't know. Kevin, where'd you get this guide from for the chainsaw? Connects Post and Beam in Connecticut had those. So we're gonna look at their website because we might have ideas for them. Sweet. All right, we're gonna move some of these around. We have to get them traced and marked so we can cut notches just like we did on these in 2 of those. And then we can square this up and bolt down that other side and get it all bolted together. All right, so we have it all squared up, bolted in, all the sides are in. You can see that we filled it up with stone to help support the base. And then Kevin has these metal plates. They're not where they're gonna be, they're just sitting all around. So basically what's gonna happen is we have
Gotta cut out this taper in the bottom. These go in a slot like this. And you can see they don't fit perfectly flat.
There's a curve right at the bottom of it there. So we have the router.
So we gotta make a radius.
A little bit on the end.
First,
so we're test trial with these ones, see how it goes. If that works, we'll be able to get them all sliced up, and we have to drill all of these. We'll get to that next. right, so we have all of these cut to the right length of what we're using for the greenhouse windows. Are actually old doors from, was it Pitt? One of Pitt's buildings? The what hall? Scaife? From Pitt's Scaife Hall. That's all the doors are gonna be the glass windows for this greenhouse. And they have all these brackets that we cut in. You can see where the holes are here, and we had to drill through the metal. It comes with that little template that we were using to drill the holes, and then we used a little router to widen it out because there's a little bit of that curve in those brackets. So these are all cut to length. Kevin's gonna go ahead of me and Thomas, and he's gonna drill and mount those little brackets right there. And then we're gonna come around behind them, and we feed these rods in to the brackets, like so, through the holes, and that'll be walls for the building. Well, most of them. We were short by 3 chunks of 6x6, but we'll figure that out later. So we're gonna mount these in. All right, the sun is starting to go down. Well, it's not out anymore, so it's gonna get dark here soon. But this is where we're leaving off today with the greenhouse. We have all the supports up, and we have it kind of braced so it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna make one right before I pull out. You can leave it in there for now. So we have the braces up so that these 6x6 posts don't go anywhere. These are gonna be the walls. Kevin, what part are you doing tomorrow to this? Not sure what's gonna happen tomorrow. Me and the stink are gonna go home tonight because we're gonna take advantage of the girls being out of town for the weekend, or week, I guess. And we're gonna do some stuff around the house. So we're gonna have to pick up our mess here before it gets dark.